Last week, Rochelle introduced her Imagine framework. And so Imagine is just it's a mnemonic to remember the key information that you would put into your prompt. So identifying a character. So what persona or what character do we want the AI to assume? Make a request. What are we asking it to do? What instructions are we giving? Acknowledging your audience. Who's this for? What are we trying to create and what's the target? Give examples. So sometimes it's best if you can give some examples so that the AI knows how to copy what you're doing. So it will use that as a template.
I'm just going to jump in here. The give examples is particularly good in marketing if you have a lot of copy or content that you've already written and you want it to have a similar tone, and you want to make sure that it has maybe even a similar structure. So if you have it like pre-existing content or pre-existing examples that you can share, that always just helps it to model what you've already done. So that's really good if you're like coming in for with an existing brand or existing content creation calendar, and you want to match what has been done before.
Yeah,
Thanks,
great.
James.
Thank you. Thanks, Rochelle. The next one's I for indicate constraints. So these are things like the word count, or if there's a specific, like our tone and style fits in here a little bit. Mm-hmm. N is for navigate alternatives. So this would be, what are some good examples here, Rochelle, for
navigate alternatives? One of the things is that sometimes I will say, like, give me 2 options, right? Or give me 3 options, because you want to see what are different ways of doing things. I find many times I don't. In this case, we've just done 1 post, but maybe I want to have 2 posts and I compare, and it's like, oh, I like the sentence from that second one, but I like the other sentence from the first one. And so you can then kind of combine things. So this is really about alternatives, give you more approaches, because often I find the first response may not be the one that resonates the most with me. So I want more options. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like using this when you want to brainstorm hooks. So you've written your body of your content. Now you need a good catchy hook. And so you can brainstorm, say, give me 5 ideas for a hook for this audience. Yeah, good. And then finally, E is establishing context. So this is giving a reference document or website or some other context for like background information that the prompt can use. And so in our example, we used the website for that. All right, so let's see how the information we gave, this is kind of a busy slide, but what I've done is I've mapped the information that was given to Writesonic into the Imagine framework. So some of the things are under the hood, they're built into Writesonic. So because we had chosen to create a LinkedIn post as part of the tool, under the hood, they have set they're probably using ChatGPT under the hood through an API call. So they're telling the LLM, which is the ChatGPT, they're saying you are an expert LinkedIn copywriter or something similar to that. So it's giving it the character that it's assuming. Then for making a request, again, Writesonic is putting it in the context of you are creating a LinkedIn post. And so that is implicit in the part of the tool that we're using. Then what I did was I gave it the information that from a user perspective of what I want the tool to do for me. So I want to share a fun and engaging lesson from Circles of AI and showcase the engaging learning experience. So that was our first part was the focus, and the second part was the goal from the slides that we were going through. Then the audience. So our audience that we're targeting are professionals in AI and tech industries, content creators and marketers. And the audience also, we wanted to put the tone and style towards that target audience. So the tone should be enthusiastic, friendly, and approachable, and styles conversational and engaging. And so those are now really constraining the type of writing that we're doing towards that target audience. For this specific scenario, we didn't give any examples. So Writesonic may have some examples under the hood that it's using. I don't know whether it is or not, so we're just going to ignore that one for now. in terms of constraints, we gave it a constraint of setting 50 to 100 word length for the post so that we didn't get a big long description. We're going to play with post length later when we get into some of the parameters. For alternatives, asking it for like multiple alternative outputs. We're just creating one single one in this case, so we didn't take advantage of that part of the framework. And then finally, for establishing context, we use the Circles of AI website to give it context on what it is that we do as part of our community.